So welcome back. We have Graham Betteridge from the Super Rams and Mark Benzie from the Pigeons. And obviously this is supposed to be a very non-biased commentary, but in this case I think we all know who I'm rooting for. Up the Pigeons, let's go. What a team name. The only thing they're lacking is some Pigeon Paw Promotions t-shirts. Feel free to go onto my Facebook page and hit me up. Oh my goodness, right. So they've had a bit of time on this table now, the Rams. So I must admit, playing on these tables yesterday, don't often get a chance to play on Sam's tables. How nice they are. Very nice conditions here at Golden 8 Ball. Thoroughly enjoyed my time using other people's cues. So not exactly a prime position here, but may have to play the double on the reds here and kind of try and bump into the yellow nearest that red in the bulk area and hold. Pigeons reds. So just going to play this one down the line. Cued it very nicely indeed. Confident cueist, this pigeon. I think he's doing himself a justice, giving themselves my namesake. Just seen a very cool t-shirt walk past me. I'm not sure I can use its quip on the stream unless I'm going to get booted off. There's a lot of people here having a lot of fun, a lot of banter. Right, he's out of line here. I think this red goes into the bottom left-hand corner if he can stop the cue ball from tracking towards the right-hand corner pocket. He should be okay. Not quite sure if it's a natural in-off. He can only get to the top of the cue ball. Unless he can cut it back as well. If you can cut it back, you can come across the table and back for the one on the bottom rail, which would be ideal as well. But he's playing it in the right. Yeah, and he, well, wasn't a natural enough. He's missed the pot by a week. But he's turned the table off. Off. He hasn't turned it off. No. Okay, so this is where these rules require a bit too much thinking for my liking, because I wouldn't have a clue what to do here. I think the shot is to kind of push the black out and hold for the yellow into the centre pocket. Yes, it's still tough to get on the 8 ball nicely here, with that red being such a big blocker. I would have liked to develop the 8 and help with the yellow. Right, let's see how Graham goes around these now. A bit thin on this one into the centre. It's a hold for the one in the top, so needs to just like to be straight on this really and just pull this back and leave himself a natural angle to come down inside the red. So just come back to just short of where he is now really. There you go, that sort of line, that's perfect. So maybe just put a trace of left hand side on this to make sure you get on the outside of the red, that big blocker. But I definitely feel like this is, well, it's obvious really. It's, you know, this is a shot to win the frame, and you know, he's not put any side on that. But he's come inside it. He's played it well-ish, but he's potted the yellow thin as well, which has helped him stay on the 8. 'Cause I think he might have been behind the red if, or closer to the red if he potted it clean. Played it nicely though. What a shot this is, and a nice finish by young Graham for the Super Rams.
Comfy.
So the Rams coming to the table after an in-off from Paul there, from the Pigeons. So first chance goes to Lee. God, it's a funny one, this one. Both have the same problem. Spins my head a bit, but definitely need to make an effort to get this red out. You could have played it in such a way that you could have ended up going reds or yellows, to be honest, because they're both equally gettable once those reds and yellows are in the open. But now I've got to put yellows as a favourite. There's nothing nice to get into those reds. Yes, he's the wrong side of this red now, and he's pushed the 8 a little safe. Would like to be the red nearest to the blue spot area. He'd like to be where that is with the cue ball and power across into the reds and yellows from the one that it looks like he may pot now. I think he needs to pull back and just push that red on the top rail over towards the pocket. He's just going to dig himself a big hole here. That, yeah, see, we're only going to push that towards other yellows going that way. He's definitely dug himself a hole here. See if he can dig himself back out of it. There's a double. Does it somehow double from there? It might treble. Not sure you can get past the yellow enough for a double. No, it might treble though. Yeah, he can play this as a treble maybe, but definitely doesn't double. Trebles into the corner, I think. Oh, he's just played an absolute nothing shot. Said, here you go, Paul. Have a go at these, and if you don't get them, all my reds are there. Don't really. So a little soft stun into the red here. Leave yourself an angle to pop. Oh, he's hit that a bit hard. Needs to develop that yellow under the 8 ball. So I think he has to play the one in the bottom half of the table here and come across. If there's anything straightish on this yellow he's playing now, he can just pull back. Yeah. He's playing a tough shot to leave himself a tough shot. So then, if this red that he's closest to passes the other red into the bottom right hand corner, he could just pull the cue ball back towards the yellow or play the skill shot. Hard to tell though. Just going to play the snooker, I think. He's going to tie his red up even further. So going to need to force a foul or play a decent skill shot. Limited his attacking options, especially if it. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. You little beauty. You little beauty. So he needs to screw off the red here. Didn't quite hit the red thick enough. But you'll be happy with this. Just stay down on it. Yeah, nice shot. Centre of the pocket. And the Pigeons are on the board. So Anthony Buss from the Pigeons to break, and looks like a dry one. Not the nicest of layouts either, so plenty of work to be done in this frame. That's a nice cut in, that is. Gives himself the best colour set in my opinion, or just about. Keeps it on the table, the cue ball that is. All out attack, this fella. That's a good, or not quite, bumped a bit more than I thought it would. So. It's another game of cat and mouse, this one. This guy's very attacking and I like it. He's having a go. Oh, what a roll. I've seen some jammy shots, but that's up there. Should play the inside one here first, the one closest to the rail if he can. Yeah, that's it. Just gives him a bit more room to work. And now he can just drop this in. He needs to leave himself an angle. So gluing himself to the red like that's not ideal, because he'd like to come down the rail, I think, here. Don't know, he could end up missing this, you know. I don't know if... yeah. Oh well. Thought he was ending up pushing it straight into the rail, queuing it like that. Okay, so nothing nice here, I can tell you that. And that is the problem if you go for a finish too early and don't get them. You're leaving a wide open table. No traffic in the way here. Just got to get them. Just got to keep your head down and pot the balls. Well, he's losing the cue ball a little bit here. Can't really go too far wrong here, to be honest. Just keep potting them. It's although it's a bit straight on this one. I wonder if there's enough room just to punch this out into the centre of the table. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! He needs that to go. And he's not quite straight enough on this one to hold for the top one, so he may have to go down and up again. Okay, so the cue ball's doing some travelling in this finish, but as long as he leaves himself a nice angle on this last red, it's not really too much of a problem. So he's gone 4 rails here, and he may end up flat on this. So again, needs to punch this out if he can. Yeah, and he's ended up trying to pinch the pocket, and short of knuckling him here, he's going to leave a nice easy 8 ball for the win for the Pigeons. The Rams. Too many zoo animals here. Tweaks it in. Give it the old elbow. Get in there. Oh goodness, the conversations we have off mic. Oh dear, nice break that. And balls potted. I need to see a shirt to know what's going on here. Who's at the table? I think it's a pigeon, but it could be a ram. Who knows? No, that looks like a pigeon. That is a pigeon. That's definitely a pigeon. Pigeons recognise pigeons. Nice shot that on the yellow. Nice pot anyway. Probably not the best result he could have had, but watch out. He's relying on a bit of luck, but can just stroke this one in dead weight. Hold for about 3 balls here, I think. Or maybe not quite hold for 3 balls. Just overrun it slightly. I'd like to be straight enough on this one into the centre where you can pull back into the red and play the other yellow just adjacent to it into the same centre, but Not sure if that's on. No, it's not. It looks like he'd go into the yellow. But I wonder if he can just drop onto the red and play it into the bottom left-hand corner. There you go. Well, lost the cue ball a bit, really. So I'm not sure if he wants to play this just now or if he's going to have to come back to it. So again here, that one problem ball is going to end up kind of being their last ball. So he wants to make sure he leaves himself the right angle on his last yellow here. So drop this in. To be fair, oh no. I wouldn't have played it that way, but hey ho, what's done is done. So come on, Julia, let's go now. Let's see what you've got. Pot's a good ball, Julia, just hasn't quite managed to take out a finish as yet. Well, that needs to go. I think she might have hooked herself on the red that goes. Yeah. So not on a lot here, but she can play the long one and float the cue ball down. Oh no, this doesn't go. What's happening here? Oh, she played that one. Oh my goodness. A lot of screams going out in the arena. Julia just doing what she wants here, just creaming them in from left, right and centre, off the lampshades. One good double here and she's got a chance. One good double! Oh no. So one good plant here and control the object ball. Nice shot that. I'm not sure this guy's in the right team. Definitely should be like an eagle, not a pigeon. He's cueing these in. Lovely. I feel like I know him as well, Kev Vane, for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, that levels them up at a Desmond. 2 apiece. So Lee back at the table here, kind of in a bit of trouble. These reds are nasty. I think he's done the right thing here, you know, just dangling a carrot, developing a couple of his balls. And, you know, if he tries to get, if Paul gets out, he gets out. So it's just tit for tat at the minute. I don't think anyone's in love with the idea of trying to take these out. So ball in hand here. I'm not sure I like potting the one over the pocket as much as I like developing some of my balls. But because if you develop the two, oh well, it's done and dusted now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I just think I kind of get why he's done it. I just can't get my head around it myself. I suppose mentally, I need to play an attacking shot with my free visit if I can. So again, just back to the safety prowess. So we can have a go at these reds now, I feel. But I'd be playing the red down nearest the middle pocket down as a plant there. And just floating across. Feels like that was a half-hearted attempt. So yeah, this could be a long-winded affair if no one takes the ball by the horns anytime soon. So sit back and enjoy the ride. Well, that's not worked out too well. Marginally unlucky, but I'm not sure where we was going. So I'm just going to end up developing this bad yellow, which might work in his favour, to be honest, because it didn't look like he was too interested in doing it. Puts a bit of a pressure on now. So he needs to be careful when potting this red underneath the yellow, that he doesn't push the yellow in a manner that it ties up his other red, because I'm sure it goes under the other yellow currently. Yeah, and there you go. We're making problems for ourselves. I'm curious to know whether if you get straight behind it, whether it will go in the bottom right hand pocket. So he's going to have to play. Oh, it looks tight, that, so I don't think it does. So he's going to have to play this one using both short rails, so up and down a little bit. No. So you're always going to leave yourself too much angle playing it this way. He's going to have to play this with loads of inside spin to try and nudge the yellow and hold for the red. So yeah, that's the yellow we'd like to hit. Oh, he cannot be on that, can he? I don't know if that went ever, but he's made a good effort if it did. I think he's, well, I'm not even sure. I don't think two rails is on because he's a bit flat on it. No chance. Well, I say no chance, but yeah, no chance. So he's just trying to cover the bag. I shouldn't really say no chance because there's always a chance, but he was long odds to spin that in, I know that. So then, is he just going to try and stun this cue ball back onto the back of the yellow? Yeah, he is, but well, look, you forced Lee to play a shot this way. He's either got to play a swerve shot or a kick shot. And if he plays the kick shot, he's got to make sure the cue ball gets out past the yellow. Don't want to get out of one snooker and put yourself in another. That's worked out pretty nicely. This isn't easy. I think you can play this into the top left though and play the cue ball behind the yellow and 8 in the middle of the top of the table. There you go, something like that. I think they work as 2 blockers. Just like that. He can't have left a gap here, can he? Life lesson for you, ladies and gents. Do not leave your coffee in front of a fan that's cooling everything down. It gets cold very quickly. Just for those that hadn't thought of that. In comes Donna the ref to see if this is a total or not. Cool. That's her thinking face. She's saying it's not a total, I think. You've got to try and pot this anyway, so no point just rolling into it. No. And here we go, Paul Mitchell for the win to go 3-2 ahead in this race. Well, it's like best of 12. If it goes 6-all, we have a Blackpool shootout. Right, that's my little restroom break. And we're back with the Pigeons on red balls and the Rams on the yellows. So let's see how this little venture unfolds. Oh, nasty little bump that. So, out of position. It's hard work this. It's hard work this. This lady's just giving me a nice little smile as I'm laid back in my chair with my feet up, making this look very difficult. So, just had to bank that across. And you have to make yourself comfortable, ladies and gents. I hope you're doing the same. Hope you're tucked up on the sofa, away from the sunshine, enjoying the shade, watching some great team pool. So just this one problem of the red ball down here. I think it does double back, so if you can drop this one in the centre, I'm pretty sure it doesn't go past the yellow. So I don't see any well, I don't see this coming out too nicely either. If he plays the one into the bottom right hand corner, you'd have to hit this red so thin and hard to push it into the rail and hope it comes out. And you can't hit the yeah. There's not a lot of ways this comes out nicely, I've got to say. So I'm not very good at doubles, but I'd rather be taking the double on than this. Yeah, you was a million to one to get that red out, I've got to be honest. So I think trick missed. So ball in hand and 7 yellows to see off. That red covering the yellow does make this a bit awkward, but I'm not sure if you'd be happy. Well, you are putting all your eggs in one basket if you do play the red onto the yellow straight away. Decided to pop the red. So is he just gonna? What's he gonna do here? Oh my goodness! Well, that's worked out reasonably well. So you can play this plant in such a way shortly where it just pushes the red on and off the rail and leaves the yellow in the vicinity of the pocket. Let's play the safety. Oh, these guys. I suppose it is a team event. You've got to make sure for your team, you're not just playing for yourself. I wonder how many of these guys, if they were playing singles frames, would have gone all out attack. I know I would. So You need a lot of luck. Not a luck if you hit this red. Yeah. So Daz has played the percentage game here and given himself the best chance of taking out this frame through steady shot selection. Yeah, you may as well take the ball in hand, right? So just float this one in. A couple of ways you can play these. I'm not even going to try and talk him through this because he'll make me look like an idiot one way or the other, I'm sure. Well, especially if this yellow doesn't pass the other one. But he's down quickly, so I'm assuming it does. Definitely didn't play it like this. You don't use the knuckles too often unless you have to. So now, 2 rails. Oh, he's played it 1. I'd like to use the 2 rails there. And there you go, he's out anyway. I'm going to pull it back to 3 piece. My goodness gracious. What have I done to him there? Well, he's lucky at a rail, I suppose, because he would have been thinking he's not going to for a minute. Well, this is one of them. It's so hard to miss. It's that, like, if you play off the cushion, but if you put the white deep in the pocket, at least he's got to play it with side. He's going to have to, like, swerve round the 8. Would you cut it in? I think I cut it in, to be honest. I think I just cut the red in. I'm not too bad at these. I have to attack. Oh, he's hit it a million miles an hour though, and he's going to pot the 8 anyway. He said, "Don't worry about it. I'll get the 8 for you." So, big break on the team pigeon there. And he's made a red ball, but let's if that red goes, obviously, in the top right-hand corner, reds will be the order of the day, but I'm not sure it does. It looks like he's eyeing up the yellows. So if you can play this yellow and just stop the cue ball where the yellow is, and then play the long plant. So just stop this where the yellow is. Oh, well, I don't like that. It's gone into balls where he hasn't needed to there. But he's come out okay if both yellows go. You could have played a nice little series of stun shots and controlled the cue ball there.
Down in just outside London, Tata Communications, where all the F1 feeds come, every single feed for F1 comes through that building. That was special, that was something special to start watching.
So it's landed a touch awkward here, but I feel like he can just drop this in dead weight and hold for the other yellow in the left-hand top corner. You kind of just dab this. You almost play for like a kick. So he's hitting the bottom of the cue ball, which I'm not a fan of, but he's spun it as well. He's turned this table right over. Come on, Julia. You've played some amazing shots in these matches so far. Be nice to see you take out a good finish. Definitely got it in the locker. So, pretty sure this yellow glued to the red only comes down to the bottom right hand pocket. So this is tough action. Come on, Julia. Let's see what you've got here. Definitely a nice angle to bump the yellow out here, playing this one into the bottom left hand corner. He needed some more pace on this. Right line, wrong pace. Unless you double it off the other. Oh, wow. Absolutely screamed it in, but I'm pretty sure this red does not go. Pretty sure, but I'd love her to prove me wrong. Yeah, can she fluke it? No. Unfortunately not. And just turns the table over for a nice easy finish. Nice positional shot that. Sometimes tough to control the cue ball, playing the ball out of the pocket. This is straight in. So the Pigeons get another one. Galore. Paul had clearly had enough of listening to my voice in his ears and decided to cut me out. So as I was saying, Graham Betteridge versus Kev Vane. Kev looked good from what we've seen so far. Graham, a steady, stable player for the Rams. Nice break. Half decent layout, just a couple of semi-awkward yellows. One nudge into the 8 ball would solve all problems here. So let's see how Kev goes about these. I'm pretty sure he will take yellows. I'd like to know where this team's from, because I've definitely seen Kev somewhere before. That's going to stay up. Tough out these reds, it's got to be said. Like to, well, if you can just pull this one back, land straight on the one in the side. Yeah, I'd like to have landed straight. Okay, so he's going to drop this one and leave the cue ball where the red is, or that sort of line, and head towards the red on the rail, but it's not going to be easy to get out from here. Oh no, what's happened here? Completely thrown me off here. So Kev back at the table with another chance at these yellow balls. They're not sitting pretty, but they can be made. One good development shot. I think he's just going to fall the wrong side of this yellow, which will annoy him a little bit. So rightly so, just taking his time. No point just potting balls aimlessly. I'm not sure which way he's going to go around these, to be honest. He might stun this in and then play the one over the pocket and screw into them, as I didn't get a chance to finish that sentence. Graham's running out of places to hide here, so I think he may have to attack and just hope for some form. Oh, a little nudge on the 8 here would be... Oh, if he just pushed that yellow and landed on the double, could have had a right result. But instead, I think he's left Kev the nice angle just to screw through the gap of these yellows into the 8 and yellow ball and hold for probably a few balls, to be honest. He'd be unlucky not to be on multiple balls here. Because he's hit the red first, he may be on nothing here. Got into the cue ball a bit too much. If he hit the yellow first there, I think he would have been on all 3 balls, but yeah, well, that's not worked out. So Graham has a good chance here to claw it back to 4 apiece. Try and leave yourself a couple of natural angles. So I think he's a bit thin on this to screw up, but you can maybe just land on the brown spot. Oh no, that will do though. He's played for it in the corner clearly. Probably needs to... Oh, I can't really tell the angle, to be honest. He might have to play this on and off the cushion with a bit of right hand side. Oh, he's gone in off. Oh, he's had a mare here, Graham, bless him. He's had a mare. So using his free shot to put the red in the top rail, on the top rail. Very sensible. And now he's just got 3 drop-in shots to pull ahead by 2 frames. Although could have hit that one with a bit more venom. Could push this one to the top rail, but no, it's centre in the pocket. Always tend to hit them thick, I find. So 5-3 So the Pigeons right then getting to the nitty-gritty stage of this match. 5-3 to Team Pigeons, and they've come up dry here. So Daz looking to pull back within one again. Reds are the order of the day for sure. Nice little potential finish here, to be honest. Might even be a double on the last red and a hole for the 8-ball, but if it lands straight on this one into the bottom right next. Okay, so not quite done that. So this might be a complete reroute. Unless he can actually just float into the 8-ball actually here. Oh, he's really held it up where he's missed the pot. So that red sitting over that pocket makes these yellows a lot more difficult. And that is for sure. Wouldn't mind removing that via a skill shot or something along those lines. If you can. Oh, he might fluke. He might fluke this. A fluke it he has. Better to be lucky than good, they say. I'm neither, so I wouldn't know. So this angle on the one into the centre, he has got a chance of developing the yellow, but again I think it's going to not go too far unless he careers into them. Yeah, this is getting tough again now. If he's too straight on this one into the centre, can't really get on either of these bottom. Oh, actually, he might be all right here. He might be able to top this on and off the rail, play for the one that's tough into the centre. Well, he hit it really hard and got behind it into a corner, but if he'd potted it, he'd have had a good chance there. What a cut that is, by the way. Deserves a bit of luck and got absolutely none. Bit unfortunate. Was relying on luck, but you know, you didn't have to get that unlucky really. Could have had some sort of shot. He's got none. Tune. Who is the DJ? Oh, he's pulled it right the way back. Got into that cue ball. So again, not as easy as he'd like. Well, this is a good chance for Team Pigeon to go 3 ahead here. If you just soft screw over and leave yourself a natural angle on the one in the bottom left to come 2 rails behind the yellow. Play it in a way where you can either land on it in the centre or in the left-hand corner. So just screw past the blue spot here. Right, you may have the same problem I have here, being a bit short and overweight. So yeah, he's, that's not worked out ideal. That midlife crisis belly, it gets in the way. Paul can testify to that. My technical genius sat next to me. He's had to sit so far back from the table that his arms barely reach the buttons. Bless his cotton socks. He may be taller than me laying down. So these reds are tricky again now. One tricky red ball. Wonder if he's just going to take the double or if he's going to try and develop it. The problem with trying to develop it here is if you do not make contact with these balls, you're not going to be on anything. And there you go, even if you do make contact, you're not guaranteed to be on it playing at that pace. Needed to well, this doesn't go, does it? Down on it quickly. No. So So oh, he did it. He made his contact. Doesn't get much thinner than that. Pigeon's whisker, that was. A pigeon's whisker. Neither of the balls are touching, he says. So it just needs to make contact with the red. Well, strangely, right, he's got to hit this a bit hard to get the cue ball out. And he is cueing off the rail. Yeah, this wasn't over. I knew it wasn't over. Looked easy. Cut the balls over the pocket-ish. But you've got to make a decision here whether you're playing this thin and just take like into the thin part of the pocket and just taking your medicine, or whether you're swinging round 4 rails and playing the 8 in the side. And Paul's just said double, and that's why he sticks to pressing buttons, not commentating.
Any good?
Sorry, ladies and gents. Sorry about that. I got handed a sandwich, which I really needed to take a bite out of. But wow, what a frame that was! What an ending! 6-3 to that frame. chicken and bacon sandwich destroyed. I am back. Right then. 9 frames in, 3 to go. And the Pigeons comfortably leading the way. And on the red balls here. And getting the rolls as well by the looks of that shot. So, all these reds do... Oh! Bit of a rash one, that one, and got away from him. In and out of the pocket. Wasn't a clean one, that one. Definitely hit a bit of jaw. So Anthony a bit quick on these. He's not hanging about. So little plant to play here. Oh no. Lost his cue ball. I wonder if he's got the gap here to play the other plant. He has. His heart would have been in his throat there. So good safety that gives him a chance in this frame. Anthony should at least go close to hitting one of these reds, but that red is quite deep in that pocket, so you could quite easily come close to it and miss it. Hit the other one. So not the end of the world, but I think Anthony has got a shot here to play the yellow into the right centre and stun into the one on the rail. And that would be all problems resolved, really, because the one above it does go into the centre pocket. So if you can hit the bottom of this yellow and push it up. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay, so advantage Anthony again. Anthony doesn't hang about, does he? So I'd play the thin side of this red and just come through the gap of the four yellows here. Oh, he's played that well though. I always find that you struggle to control the speed on that shot, but played that really nicely. And oh my goodness, he's tweaked it. I've seen a few of these this morning. The pressure of the stream and playing for your team. God, I should be a poet. I wonder if there's more money in poetry than there is pool commentary. So this match has now been put on over 2 tables as they're falling a bit behind. So that should pick things up a little bit. As you can see, I think Leah, is it Leah? I think it was Leah. Julia, that was it. I was close. I had a in it. So it could be a nice little counter clearance this for Graham and keep his team in the fight. I'd like to see a Blackpool shootout. It's one good shot. Whether it ends up being a double or a yellow down the rail, time will tell. I think if he's straight on this yellow, it'll be, yeah, he looks a bit straightish, so looks like he's just going to have to screw this back a little bit and play the double. Yeah. He's even showing you where he wants the cue ball. Oh. Went in through the back door, that one. So, the Pigeons surge ahead now, 7-3.
Also in the box.
So, wow, how's that dry, huh? So Lee Mannion with a great chance on yellows here to claw a bit of respect out of this match. And obviously with that miss, Kev comes to the table with a nice look at the Reds, but I think he may be a bit unfortunate here. I'm not sure if red passes the yellow into the centre. So tough little shot this is down the table. I think this is tight past the yellow as well. There you go, he's turned them all down. Yeah, they were all covering each other. Tried playing a tough plant. Oh, another shot of these yellows then for Lee. So Lee's just got to work out how he's going to attack this 8-ball when we get there. Well, might have fallen short a bit here as well. Yeah, he's in a pickle. He's going to have to cut this back, and chances luck to where the cue ball lands. Oh, he might be playing the plant. High tariff. Long way from the pocket, the yellow ball, but it's cued it in lovely. Made light work of that. So still no idea what he's going to do with this 8-ball. I think realistically you have to just drop this in and play for the double, because there's just too many reds in the way to try and attack the 8-ball and get a decent contact on anything. So yeah, I think he's looking at playing the double. Yeah, this that needs to bounce, otherwise it's going to have to be a cross double. Cross double it is. One good cross double then to put it back to 7-4. Got to hit this quite thick. It's close. Oh, that's good effort. Good effort. And Kev to take them 8-3 ahead and 1 from the finishing line. All 12 frames get played in every group match. Lots of pull for your money this weekend. That needs a bump. That's not perfect. It's going to have to be a new address put in this sat nav. Have to go up the table. Reroute. I like to swing this off 2 rails and land on all 3 balls here, but Kev's decided just to play on the 1. No harm in that at all. Just personal preference when they're all over the hole like this, really. Just want to play for the centre of the table, and you can't not be on a ball here, so. See, you might be worried about screwing in off here, so just screw back a couple of inches and take the 8 ball long if needs be. There you go. Back your cue in. Oh my goodness. He's put his arm across it. So Lee lining up where he wants to hit the 8. Slot it into the bottom right hand corner. Stay still on this one. Pause. Oh, tough shot though that. But left another tough shot. Oh, is he going to fluke it? He is. Oh my goodness. Eight-3. And the Super Rams in trouble.